Should you buy a brand new, cheap Windows laptop or a used MacBook or Mac of any type? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the channel. So what I want to do today is a little bit different. I'm going to do some stuff in real time here. I'm going to search a website in real time and find some deals. First of all, though, I just want to talk about this kind of decision that you want to make. So a lot of people are deciding, should I get a really cheap, let's say you have a $300 to $400, maybe $425 budget. Should you get a new Windows laptop in that range, and what will you get for it? Or should you kind of look for a used kind of MacBook or a used Mac of any type, like an iMac or something? Of course, it depends if you need it for travel, if you need it for home, but I'm just going to kind of concentrate in that price range. One of the problems, and let's just get into it, I'm going to share my screen here, but one of the problems I want to just show you right away is when you're looking at the new kind of Windows laptops in that $300 to $400 and something range, you're going to find stuff like this. Look over here. Now there's going to be some good deals. There's going to be deals to be had. Like you can see here, this is on clearance, but it's going to be going away soon. It's $165 off, usually $549. But this is not even, it's unavailable right now, but it's the Surface Go 2. You know, you get 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gig SSD. So that's not a bad price, but then you got to buy the keyboard, which is like another 100 and something. If you look at the one below it, this is $399. That's kind of in that price I'm talking about. And this is the Surface Go 3, so newer. It says it's the latest model. But you're getting 4 gigs of RAM here, and you're getting 64 gigabytes of storage. So what are you going to do with that? I mean, it's going to be dirt slow. And as you kind of scroll down, you can see here, there's going to be some good deals. Like this is a good deal, but it's right now only on Black Friday, it looks like. And it's $399 only, and it's usually $529. So you can get some good deals. This is a 17.5 inch or whatever, so a lot of people don't want that. Those go down in price. But you do get an i3 11 Gen, 8 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigabyte SSD. The problem is, though, is you're going to get a lot of that cheap plastic type, Windows PCs and stuff in this price range. So let me show you what I kind of want you to do and kind of think about. I'm going to go through this Mac site I know about. All right, so let's look at my screen over here now. I want to show you a couple things here. So if you go to a Google like this and you type in I sell iMacs, just like that, click enter, you're going to scroll down and you're looking for this here. It's an eBay. It's going to say ebay.com. It's going to say I sell iMac. I said I sell iMacs, but it's singular. You click on this eBay stores right here. This is one of the better eBay stores. I'm not affiliated with them. I should be. I've tried to. They won't help me, even though I probably sold a million things for them. But once you get to the eBay store, you can see in here, they're going to be listing a lot of different MacBooks and a lot of different Macs you can buy in that price range. So let's just kind of go down and see what we can find. The reason I like this site is it shows you the exact book, MacBook or computer you're getting. It shows you the blemishes. It shows you everything. And what can you get for that cost? So let's talk about it for a second. So as we're kind of scrolling down, you can see here, I mean, this already is a 2017 2.9 gigahertz i7 with a 512 SSD. And it's going to be 16 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of RAM. That's actually really good for $457. So we're already talking $457. And if we take a look at this, it's going to say grade C. So you're going to definitely get some blemishes on this type of thing, but it's not going to be terrible. You can look at this. I mean, look on my screen here. I'm not going to zoom in too much. There's going to be a couple little dents in the corners and stuff. And you're going to fall into that kind of, is this the year of the bad keyboard, the butterfly keyboard? You got to be careful with that as well. But that's not a bad price. And this is all in real time. Again, when you go to this website, I just want to say they have a lot of stuff sometimes. Sometimes they have nothing. You got to just keep checking back. They get big shipments in and then they can get rid of them. So as we kind of scroll down here, we can just keep going. Let's see what else we can find in here. Let's see if we can. This kind of catches my eye right away. I don't know why. I'm just going to click on this. So this is going to be, let's look at this. This is going to be a 2019, so it's fairly new. It's going to have an i5 256 gigabyte SSD and 8 gigs of RAM for $399. It's a grade C. This is the MacBook Air. It's not the fastest MacBook Air. This is not the M1, but again, for the cost, you're going to see it's going to be perfectly on the front, maybe some scratches on the back. You can see them in there. Let me just click on this, but you can see the scratches right there. And it's going to have like a sticker that was on here. You can see it right there that they tore off. So you're going to have to clean it up maybe a little bit, but for $399, this is what you're going to get. So you're going to get something like this that can still run modern macOS. And I just want to kind of make sure people understand that. So let's just say we're looking now for a desktop, right? So I'm just kind of looking here. What can we get for a desktop? These are, obviously you can get a lot of these things like, this is, take a look at this, for example. This is an incredible deal, because it's got the Fusion drive. So I always tell people, do not buy any system that's a Mac with a spinning drive, HDD. Make sure because they're going to be 5400 RPM or 7200 RPM. But the Fusion drive, I have a system over there where I boot off of external. The Fusion drive is actually pretty good, give or take. It's going to be fast for short bursts and stuff. It's not nearly as good as an SSD, but you can get by with it. So let's look at this deal. The reason I like this deal is this is a grade A, first of all. If you look at a grade A, you can, I mean, if they show the system up close, this one was probably worth showing you. It's not going to have a blemish on it. Look at this. Look at the back of this thing. It's perfect, right? It's in beautiful shape. Not even a scratch on any of the ports. So the product here is perfect, 478. But this has got the 5K screen, right? This is the same screen generally, and this is 27-inch. This is the same screen they're selling for like $1,600 right now. So this is not exactly, I know people are going to complain, it's not going to be exactly as good, but it's very similar. It's 5K, it's got very good contrast ratios, it's got everything going for it, and you're getting a whole computer on it, 2015 mind you, but it can still, I think, run the newest OS. It's getting right on the edge there, but still, it's got a 2 terabyte drive there, the Fusion drive, right? That's huge. And again, the Fusion drive is not the spinning hard drive. The spinning hard drive will be dirt slow. Do not get them. Only get SSD or Fusion if you have to. And then it's got 8 gigs of RAM. The beauty about this 27-inch, though, that I'm showing you here is you can actually then take that and install all your own RAM in there, and it works perfectly. So you can add 64 gigabytes in here, 128, I think, gigabytes, and you can have a super fast system, and it's still going to be able to do video editing and everything like that. So just kind of want to go through all this stuff, and as we kind of go, you can see here, let me see if I can go back on this list here, if this is going to let me go back. I think, let me just go back into here, iMacs. So let me just check if there's anything else in here that would even be of interest. I mean, there's pages and pages and pages of stuff. I mean, people, you know, you can go in here, let's just say you want to dabble in just, you know, getting a Mac really cheap or something. You can go for something like a 2012 or even like a 2014 Mac Mini for $224. Again, these are all going to be hit or miss, so you got to keep checking. They change daily. And you know, here's let me just see. This is a 2014 iMac. It's a little bit more expensive, but I think it comes with 32 gigs of RAM and a 256 SSD on this one. So for $539, you're getting that 5K screen, and you're getting 32 gigabytes of RAM already installed, which would cost you more just to do that yourself. So if you're going to add the RAM, you might as well buy that one. And you know, there's a whole bunch of things. Now you got to look at stuff. You got to kind of take a step back. I mean, when you click on something like this, you got to weigh the difference. You know, here's 681 for a MacBook Pro. While it's fast, it's got 512 gigabyte SSD, 32 gigabytes of RAM on this thing. It's a grade C though, so it's going to have some blemishes. But the problem is you're going to get that bad keyboard. You know, you don't know if it's going to last forever, but you're going to be paying about $200 less than like the M1 MacBook Air, which I have right here. That was great. I almost dropped it. But I have right here, so you can see it right there. So long story short is you got to kind of figure all this stuff out. But I just wanted to show people what is this trade-off. So I would actually, if you're trying to think about Macs or you're buying a cheap Windows laptop, you're not going to get a lot. You're going to get plastic feel in those Windows laptops. You're going to get just not the best build quality. You're going to get a lot of crap. But you might find some good deals like on Black Friday or over Christmas, which they're showing up on Best Buy. To pick those up. Pick the ones that have good reviews. But if you're going to buy like a Celeron, or you're going to buy something with 4 gigs of RAM or something that's a Windows laptop, don't do it. You're going to be super not happy with it, number one. The screen on the systems I'm showing you here are 10 times better than any of those screens. Those screens are probably going to be 1080p at best, sometimes worse, 720. So you're going to have to play that off. None of those are going to be even close to 4.5K or whatever, 5K for the other one, or even the laptops, which are they're going to be less, but they're going to be Retina displays, so they're going to still be better. So think about it and let me know what you think in the comments. I just wanted to share this video with people. It's there's a lot of topics to go through, but I just did this in real time. I mean, I didn't pick any of these out. So I just want to show people these change all the time, but this is not the only seller either. You can find a whole bunch of different sellers out there, and not just I sell iMacs. You can find tons of them. This is just one I've used a couple times. They don't pay me anything. I wish they would. I've sent so much traffic. In fact, I think I've sent so much traffic to them. That's why there's nothing on here, because I think people I have a video that has like 100,000 views, and I talked about them, and I know people are buying these things. So anyways, but don't blame me if it's not good, because I'm not affiliated with them, and they may make a mistake every once in a while, but they do have good support and stuff. So, all right, just want to wrap this up at the end of the day. I don't want it to go too long. Let me know what you guys think in the comments and stuff. I would go with the MacBook or the more expensive type equipment with you just make sure you find one that's not too bad in condition versus going with those cheap Windows laptops. But I know other people might have a different opinion, so let me know. We'll talk to you soon in the next video. Peace.